Hi, I'm Julie King. I'm an intellectual property lawyer and owner of King Business and Patent Law. This is part one of a 10-part series on essential benefits of trademark registration. This week, the topic is avoiding a busted brand, preventing the pain of forced rebranding through trademark registration. I'll be talking about 5 painful problems that can happen for your business when you don't take the correct steps to develop your brand and how to avoid those problems or get started handling them. Imagine you've been using your business name, logo, or slogan for several years, building a good base of local customers. You make moves to expand your market, and suddenly you get a cease and desist letter from another business that has better rights to the trademark. Or you go to file an application for federal registration, and the search to identify any possible problems uncovers an identical trademark for similar goods and/or services, meaning there's no way your application will get approved. What was going to be a time of exciting expansion has now become a horrorscape of being forced to rebrand. Rebranding is painful enough when you want to do it and plan for it. Being forced to do it quickly can be disastrous. Let's get into the top 5 painful issues involved with forced rebranding. The first is financial cost. Rebranding can be a significant financial burden. Without even going into the possible loss of business that can come from rebranding, costs of rebranding include having new logos designed, having new marketing materials designed, updating signs, changing packaging, updating websites, and potentially launching marketing campaigns to reintroduce the brand to the market. That's a lot of expenses, and it can add up to tens of thousands of dollars. Even if you're just starting out or handle all those things yourself, that's going to cost you in terms of hours you won't be able to spend working on the core of your business or extra hours at the expense of your personal time. The second painful issue is loss of brand equity. Rebranding means letting go of the brand equity that the previous brand had built over time. Your brand is what people associate with the service, quality, and trustworthiness of your business. Those things are crucial to a business, and they don't get associated with the brand overnight. It takes hard work and countless hours. Once the traits you want associated with your brand have been established, they create customer recognition, loyalty, trust in new offerings, and referrals from existing customers. It takes a while for that to rebuild when branding happens. Sometimes it can work fairly quickly, like when Facebook renamed the parent company Meta, with Facebook remaining as the name of just the part of the company handling that social media service, or when Kentucky Fried Chicken changed to KFC. But more often, it takes a very long time, like when Netflix rebranded its DVD by mail services as Quickster, which caused the company's stock to fall, and Netflix put the mail service back under the Netflix name. Or when PricewaterhouseCoopers briefly changed its business consulting branch's name to Monday, which just confused people and had none of the connotations of experience the original name had. Loss of brand equity can create confusion. A sudden and significant change in brand identity can confuse existing customers. They might not immediately recognize the new brand, leading to a temporary drop in customer engagement and sales. This confusion might also push customers to competitors who still have a familiar brand. Loss of brand equity is also loss of SEO and online presence. If your old brand had an established online presence, changing to a new brand can at least temporarily negatively impact search engine rankings, website traffic, and social media following. Keeping SEO phrases connected with the old brand may seem tempting, but that can still cause you to be accused of infringement by driving customers of the other brand to your website behind the scenes. Third on our list is communication challenges. Rebranding requires a lot of communication. Effectively communicating the reasons for the rebranding to customers, partners, and other stakeholders is crucial. Poor communication can lead to misunderstandings, negative perceptions, and a decrease in customer trust, all of which can lead to decreased business. How much effort will you have to put into explaining the rebranding to these groups and convincing them they can expect the same quality and trustworthiness they associated with the old brand? How do you craft a message about that without admitting you're rebranding because there were infringement issues? Even if you feel you were in the right and shouldn't have to rebrand, airing those sentiments doesn't make you look like a business that makes good decisions and has a positive presence. Crafting the wrong message can lead to consumer skepticism and resulting loss of business in the short term and possibly the long term. Customers aren't the only ones who may be affected negatively by forced rebranding. It can also meet with employee disruption and internal resistance. Change is hard for many people. Who Moved My Cheese wasn't a bestseller in the late 90s and early 2000s for no reason. Employees, especially those who were highly connected with the old brand, may feel disoriented or disconnected during a rebranding process. They may even wonder about the long-term stability of the company and their jobs. This can impact morale and overall productivity during the transition due to potential resistance or lack of enthusiasm for the new brand. Building employee enthusiasm for the new brand can also take time. Fourth on our list is legal hassles. If your forced rebranding is the result of a cease and desist letter, a lawsuit, or other legal dispute, you have to take extreme care to make sure your rebranding complies with all terms of any settlement or judgment. Sometimes the business claiming infringement will have to approve your new name or logo to be satisfied that they are different enough to ensure no additional infringement or confusion among consumers. Sometimes the court may order you to pay damages to the business claiming infringement. You should definitely be consulting with the trademark attorney as you rebrand to make sure your new branding won't land you in any additional hot water with infringement of yet another brand that will lead to another forced rebranding. Not many businesses can survive 2 forced rebrandings in a short time. Fifth on our list of potential problems caused by forced rebranding is the scariest potential problem with forced rebranding. Scarier than the others? Yeah, it's risk of failure. Rebranding is not always successful. If the new brand doesn't resonate with consumers or fails to deliver the desired results, the business may actually fail, or the business may need to invest in further resources in correcting the situation. None of this is to say rebranding by choice on your own schedule is a terrible idea. Many highly successful companies have done just that. Google used to be called Backrub. Amazon used to be called Cadabra. No kidding. Voluntary branding is based on what you decide is best for you, not what someone else decides is necessary. You get to take your time, determine when it will fit in with your firm's budget, and roll things out on your terms. Forced rebranding happens on someone else's timeline, which is often short, is unplanned, and means resources have to be thrown at the situation quickly. Resources that were undoubtedly allocated for something else important. You don't have the time to build consumer confidence around the rebranding. The great news is that you can avoid the nightmare of forced rebranding. If you already have branding, you should consult with an experienced trademark attorney to make sure none of it is infringing on someone else's brand. If it is, you can work on your own timeline to rebrand, assuming the other brand doesn't notice the infringement before your rebranding is complete. If they do, knowing that you have a rebrand already underway may make them more amenable to agreeing to your schedule rather than imposing theirs. If you don't have your branding in place yet, or if you're considering a voluntary rebranding, you should work with a branding expert and an experienced trademark attorney to make sure your new brand is one that can truly be yours without question, one that isn't similar to any other out there for similar goods or services. That is a sound investment that will pay off tremendously in the years to come and take a significant issue off the mental plate of things that can keep a business owner up at night worrying. In summary, rebranding, due to not having properly vetted, registered, and enforced a trademark, can involve financial costs, disruption, confusion among customers and employees, legal complexities, communication challenges, and the risk of damaging the brand's equity. The sooner you begin working with a trademark attorney to make sure your brand isn't infringing, address it as quietly as possible if it is, or ensure your new brand is fully protected against infringement by others, the sooner you can put this danger behind you and focus on running and building your business. In the next episode, I'll be talking about brand security, exclusive rights and protection provided by trademark registration, part 2 of this series in essential benefits of trademark registration. See you then.